Hey everyone, Wolf Lord Rho here. Before I begin today, a big thank you to Zach for the virtual gift voucher. Thank you very much, my friend, it's really appreciated. Thank you. But on to today. Today we are taking our first look at the Officio Assassinorum, a channel debut, when a Vindicare assassin is dispatched to deliver the Emperor's judgment. Okay, before we begin today, spoiler warning as usual. The events we are discussing today are from the short story The Killing Creed by Andy Clark, and this was a free short story as part of the Greater Good chapter of the Psychic Awakening campaign. As always, I really recommend you read the story for yourself first, as that's the best way to enjoy the lore for yourself. I will put a link in the description as always. And if you're new to the community website, I do recommend checking it out. It's the best place to stay up to date with all the news straight from GW themselves. Plus, you get free great stories like this. But with that said, let's just jump straight in. Now, this story is really interesting because we get to see into the mind and the thoughts of a Vindicare assassin, which is a bit of a rare opportunity within the lore. And it kicks off high in the spires of an unnamed world. The assassin has been there, unmoving, watching, waiting, for 16 days. As completely immobile as the stone gargoyle statues that surround him. Through rain and storms he has waited, for this moment. Some 352 feet below, and 76 feet to the left, he detects his target. Cardiospectral feeds filtering out his distinct heartbeat from the hundreds of thousands of people. Cardinal Yenguai. And with that, the Vindicare assassin begins his action. He rises slowly and smoothly, dragging it out over 3 full minutes so he's not detected by any motion detector security systems, then uses the same method to raise his rifle, allowing the machine spirits of his rifle and spy mask to commune, as they have done countless times before. This guy's just been sitting there and raising up, and I'm already into this wanting more. 16 days of no movement. Before then conducting your movements out over 3 full minutes each to avoid detection. How on earth can you do that slowly? Have you tried to do anything over 3 minutes? Keeping it clean, guys, keeping it clean. I mean, you would have to move imperceptibly slow. And then detecting a single heartbeat out of hundreds of thousands. I mean, you get one of these guys assigned to take you out. You might as well do the job for him before he gets there with this kind of odds stacked against you. I stare down from this gargoyle's roost and see the petitioners packing the square of the holy address. They wait for Cardinal Yenguai to speak. Thousands upon thousands of secondary presences crush in between the looming shoulders of the cathedrum until it seems they might trample one another. Perhaps some of them do. That is not my concern. All that matters to me is the small and sombre-faced man in the Cardinal's finery, who is even now dismounting to address the crowd. He stands upon a battlemented stage of address, 22 feet above his flock. From his armoured lectern spread the golden wings of the Aquila. From within its core is projected a potent, protective force field. That will be no obstacle. Ecclesiarchal crusaders with blades and storm shields guard the foot of the Cardinal's stage. Adepta Soritas line its wings, bolt guns ready and eyes vigilant. High overhead, gunships of the planetary militia prowl as watchful shadows against the evening sky. Kastak lies at the very heart of the war zone. The Cardinal must be protected at all times. They cannot protect him from me. What a perfect image for how far the Imperium has fallen. A cardinal standing upon a lectern displaying the golden wings of the Aquila. the complete opposite of the imperial truth the Emperor tried so hard to ensure. And then perhaps the perfect symbol for everything that represents the modern Imperium. Loyal Adeptus Sororitas standing guard in protection of a man possibly about to be assassinated for crimes against the Imperium. Such a mess. And then let's just not gloss over the fact that the force field the Cardinal is standing behind is absolutely useless in protecting him from the Vindicare. If the High Lords want you dead, there's really little you can do to stop it. But this mission is different. As the Cardinal prepares himself to speak to the gathered masses, it's revealed that the Vindicare is not necessarily here to kill him. While most targets would be dead already, this time the Vindicare has to listen to the Cardinal's sermon and decide for himself if he's become tainted, whether he speaks loyally of the Emperor or spreads the heresy of the greater good, or even the gene stealer cults. He is the beloved of his flock, such that they would risk being trampled by their peers, simply for a sight of this man that they hail as a saint to be. If he truly preaches the Emperor's will, then this man is surely as much as a conduit for the Emperor's will as am I. If, as some fear, he is subtly and cunningly tainted, then his every word is another drop of poison into the ears of the masses. If that is so, then it is my duty to silence him. He speaks, and as his words boom from the lion-mouthed Lord Hailers at either edge of the stage, so a hush falls across the crowd. I too am silent as the gargoyles whose midst I wait. I listen to the words of this supposed holy man, and I wait to see how the Emperor judges him. His sermon floats up to me, captured with such clarity by my mask's audio receptors that I might as well be stood at the Cardinal's left shoulder. He speaks well. He preaches of enemies without, of vigilance towards enemies within. He speaks of the perils of the alien. He speaks of the heresy of unbelief and berates his audience for their capacity to harbour sin. He demands more of them. They listen, rapt, and I truly believe, as much as I can give any fault to the existence of secondary presences, that they will seek to follow this man's instruction. As he speaks, I access microscopic neural augments within my cerebellum, surgically inserted there for this mission. I beseech their machine spirits to sift through the hundreds of thousands of hours of vid capture footage, audio thief recordings, and inquisitorial transcriptions. They do not infect my mind with the heretical dogma that has been painstakingly loaded into them. Instead, the microcogitators absorb the sermon being delivered below me, then compare and contrast each of the Cardinal's utterances with the heretical speeches and sermons they contain. So does he speak in the name of the Emperor, the greater good, or the Star Children? The processes continue to run in the implants within the Vindicare's brain. The theme of serving a greater cause strong in the Cardinal's speech. As much as he speaks of the Emperor, so easily it could be of the greater good, or the cult of the Star Children, both dedicated to their own heretical causes. The Cardinal continues on, pushing his message of only one truth within the galaxy. This message is strong within both of the enemy's philosophy. And this continues over and over. Every theme of the Cardinal's speech could so easily be truly speaking of one of the Xeno's calls, until only one possible conclusion can be drawn. All other creeds extant in the galaxy have stolen their tenets and their convictions from the word of the Emperor. All are but hollow echoes of his. And how ironic this is. Go back and read the Emperor's opinions on different religions in the short story The Last Church, and then reread that last line. All other creeds extant in the galaxy have stolen their tenets and their convictions from the word of the Emperor. All are but hollow echoes of his. Is it any wonder Gilliman is so devastated by the Imperium he has returned to? How far it has fallen? From the imperial truth to this dogma. The fact of the matter, despite how heretical a notion it would be to say aloud, is that the messages of the Imperial Creed, the Greater Good, and the Star Children are nigh impossible to tell apart without specific reference. And so the Vindicare cannot make a judgment with the evidence at hand. Only the Master of Mankind can do that. If I am unable to deliver verdict, then the act of judgment has been taken out of my hands. I am returned to my true purpose. Merely a weapon, a locus for the Emperor's judgment. He would not have placed me here, now, without reason. The Cardinal must be corrupted, whether by one alien creed or another. He is condemned in this moment by my mere presence. My finger tightens slightly on the trigger. The rifle twitches minutely in my grip, its tremendous recoil restrained by a technology so sacred I could not even begin to comprehend its deeper mysteries. Below me, upon the stage, the Cardinal's sermon comes to an end. The Emperor's judgment has been delivered. Doubt is a sin that cannot be borne. Yenguai will preach no more. And so a quite possibly loyal servant of the Emperor lies dead. But where does the blame lie? With the assassin himself? The masters who sent him? Or the Imperial Creed? I don't think we'll ever get an answer to that one. The other side of the coin, of course, is that a traitor has been removed. Justly, and in the Emperor's name. He will spread lies no more. Man, this was a surprisingly deep story. A simple assassination, but so much more in the larger picture of things. I have to say, I really enjoyed reading of the Vindicare. I'd love to see more stories, perhaps on the other temples. The assassins really deserve more of a moment to shine in the lore. But as always guys, what did you think of it? Was the Vindicare right or wrong? And what of the closeness between the message of the Imperium and the other Xeno creeds out there, such as the Greater Good? Interesting or outright heresy? As always, drop your thoughts in the comments below. I love to read them. A huge thank you to all my subscribers. Your support really means a lot to me, it truly does. And if you're new, please consider subscribing to help the channel grow. And if you enjoyed this particular vid, then why not drop a like on it too. But with that said, I'm off, and I'll see you all again real soon.